Welcome to DeVono Cresa's podcast. I'm Sean Dawson, Head of Insights. For what is our first podcast, we've assembled our leadership team to discuss COVID-19 and its impact on the commercial real estate market and occupiers. For many millions, the home is now the new office. How will this play out over the coming weeks and months? How will this affect the way businesses use their real estate?
In many ways, it's too early to make predictions, but I think what is clear is that everyone's been pretty surprised and relieved in equal measure by the success with which technology has delivered continuity to some extent of their operations. And that then has meant that the whole working from home principle has become embedded as a sort of temporary normal for many businesses as they ultimately have to operate on that basis. But the interesting thing is that a lot of people you speak to, and as you reference, we're having a lot of conversations with clients at the moment about their particular situations. Most of them miss that whole serendipity of being in an office, meeting up with colleagues, collaborating properly in person, and you can't really replicate that through technology. Systems are really effective now, but they don't replace human contact. And so actually, I think there's kind of an emerging hankering for office space and coming together again, that community sense. And I don't see that trend getting any less as we go through the next few weeks and months.
Well, I think the outbreaks left the real estate industry working to stay afloat as people now work from home and they are finding new ways to operate, as Chris said, with very much the focus on video conferencing and the like, which is keeping people connected. We have the predominant number of our clients are actually going forward and seeking rent relief, and I know a lot of people in the industry are. So you have 1/3 of no-tell clients who have requested some kind of relief. You've got IWG who's planning a £250 million sale and lease back to help shore up its finances, and another operator, Workspace, is offering 50% discount for 3 months to help facilitate their clients' liquidity.
Most importantly, they're actually taking a similar kind of action as you've seen during the Great Recession, which was, all right, now I need to really scrutinize the way my portfolio is positioned and look at ways to optimize it for the future. And that is going to still include a level of flexibility, which touches on, or Gemma has touched on, in terms of, I think service office or flexible office opportunities will still be there.
I think one of the things that you'll see is companies really wanting to ensure that their workplaces and working environments are safe for staff to use. So I think we'll probably see a decline in businesses trying to cram as many people as possible rather into workplaces. I think generally speaking, the density that workspaces work at will kind of become less crammed. You may get tenants who are looking to kind of spread their desks out, keep them further apart, so social distancing can take place while people are seated at desks. Like you say, there may be some different ways of using open plan areas and large collaborative spaces. So I think we'll certainly see that. You may see the return of more kind of individual and private offices as well. And even last week, I had clients getting in touch asking to order screen dividers between desks for sort of 120 desk offices. So they're trying to already look ahead and think at what they can put in place.
Yeah, I think the open office backlash is well chronicled, but in terms of what the industry is doing, there is a lot of action behind the scenes. There's a lot of space planning and circulation and programming that will include physical distancing measures. The influence of mental and physical health in design will increase, I think, and communal spaces are going to include universal cues for comfortable social barriers.
In some cases, it is essential just by virtue of the simple point that leases many leases predate this crisis. So what we call the lease events, be that expiries, break opportunities and the like, they are fixed moments in time. Now, if they fall within a short-term horizon, that means they must be dealt with now, or you risk placing your business in jeopardy because you've not considered where best to lease next, be that your current building or another. Then yes, you're probably not looking after your business as you need to. From our experience, capital preservation is the name of the game right now. More so than anything else, that is our sort of single focus. Everybody that I've spoken to over the past few weeks, I should say rather, has the same sort of single-minded goal around looking after their business from the point of view of looking after their cash reserves. As you say, there's a lot of great schemes, and the UK government have gone a long way. I think some of the stuff that's potentially not being publicised, again, drawing on our own experiences, an open early dialogue with HMRC to help you, I guess, sort of move around the deck chairs a little bit from an accounting point of view, maybe defer some otherwise payments to HMRC like PAYE or even corporation tax as they fall within a sort of a typical calendar year, are things that, the government aren't overtly publicising, but HMRC, I think, have been encouraged to be extremely empathetic whilst kind of getting the balance between empathy and responsibility right. There are a select number of sectors, which include retail, leisure, hospitality and estate agents, who have been given a business rates holiday for the financial year 2020-2021. As you know, Sean, we as a business feel strongly that it needs to capture everybody, and it needs to be a resource and a support mechanism that is available for all to avail. And until it does that, we are strongly petitioning and urging the government to extend that and open it out to all sectors. We don't see a huge dip in demand, but we do feel that people and corporates will start to use offices quite differently once they've had the time needed, which is a key point, once they've had the time needed to really consider how these changes impact them and how they'll harness those changes for the betterment of their own businesses.
One, a lot of corporates are going to be quite a bit more forensic as it relates to how they make decisions around what locations they keep, or they shrink or actually remove altogether. You're going to see the corporates have already indicated they're going to be much more forensic about the data they're seeing around where their labor pools are, where their customer base or client base happen to be, looking at the transportation impact of moving people to and from their offices and facilities. I think on the industrial side, it's certainly begs the question of why we should we have an extended supply chain, and will we see a lot of people onshoring some of their extended supply chain of production coming back here to Europe, to the UK?
Ultimately, if you're going to have a larger percentage of your workforce working from home, certainly more than we do at the moment, we feel that offices are probably going to go down the route of being a place where people come to collaborate and to meet external clients. So I think that client experience is going to be really important. So you'll see, as we've touched on earlier, don't necessarily see the square footage of office space shrinking, just seeing it used differently. So giving staff more space and having a sort of larger space to welcome clients and make them feel like they're coming into a safe environment.
I think we can't quite predict when that will kickstart again, but I think it will do that. And in terms of the actual physical spaces, focus on efficiency of productivity, and safety and cost will be the driving force. And I think along the lines of what Luke said and others have said, I think we will see a balance.
The direction of business decisions regarding real estate over the next 6 to 9 months will ultimately determine the market fundamentals, and government support for businesses and workers will soften the impact of the current situation and will allow many to return to a semblance of normality when that time arrives. But in the meantime, we are here to support you, however small or large your query is.